Okay. Everyone, please say it 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Once again, let me wish everyone a very good evening. And I would like to do the same wish that I do every day. May this meditation session also gives you at least a little bit of inner peace and inner happiness. Your diligence is the key. So, as I always mention, the teacher only can teach you. So Buddha said, Tumhi kichang atappang akkhataro tathagata. That means, in Pali those days language, that means you have to practice and strive hard all by yourself. The noble teachers, including the Buddha, they only can guide you, show the path, right? So this is a very non-sectarian, perfect technique. If you practice, all of you are bound to get a lot of good results. What is needed is your dedication and diligence. So when you work hard, you can see yourself. Sometimes you might have yourself noticed, right? Noticed. Can you check whether the mic is on? Right. Mic is on, right? Yeah. So so hard for ourselves. So nobody else can do it for us, right? So, all right. And then at the same time, so not only we develop in the practice, at the very same time, we should share our positive thoughts with the other people too. For an example, you practice loving kindness. Not only you practice loving kindness, you have to share your loving kindness with the others through loving and kind acts, right? Loving and kind acts. So when you are interacting with the other people, right? So that is the way. Then you are practicing well. And at the same time, so you might see, you might have already experienced. So those meditators who that you met, fellow meditators that you met 1 week earlier with distressful faces, and then after that, various kinds of disturbances, you might see that they are changed, they are gradual change, right? So we can, when we practice well, so those are living proofs for us to see. So get inspired and work hard for yourself, right? Because nobody is going to do this for you. You have to work hard and you have to come out of your own negativities. The Buddha and all the great teachers, they are there to guide you, right? But you have to work hard. Then now, the new meditators, they are kindly requested again to practice breathing meditation. So, so for two meditators, this is their last week. So especially Ms. Jean and Mr. Kevin. So starting from next week, both of you can practice Vipassana meditation, right? The other new meditators, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation the first day, right? What you have to do is, so please pay your entire attention to your breath. When the breath is coming in, please be fully aware. When it is going out, please be fully aware. Don't go with the breath all the way in. Observe the breath up to the end of your nostrils. And then observe the nature of your breath too. If it is long, be aware that it is long. If it is short, be aware that it is short. If it is gross, if it is soft, let it be so. Just keep on being aware about it as it is, right? And at the same time, so if you could concentrate to a certain level, then sometimes you may be able to feel, right? Whether the breath is coming through your right nostril or the left nostril, right? Most of the times you breathe in with one nostril, right? So you will realize this when you are calming down with the practice, right? And rarely you breathe in with both the nostrils. But we think we breathe in with both the nostrils, right? So scientifically and not only, so from science books, now you will experience this all by yourself, right? So then at that time, be aware that right now the breath is coming through my right nostril. Right now the breath is coming through my left nostril. Right now, so the breath is coming through my both the nostrils accordingly, right? Then please practice like that, okay? And at the same time, so the old students, they are kindly requested to practice the second step of Vipassana meditation, right? So earlier we began observing the sensations on our head area, right? So we started with the top of our head, and then we observed the front portion, whole front portion, and then after that, right ear, then back portion, left ear, right? Then after that, we moved our attention to our forehead. Then after that, so right eyebrow, left eyebrow, right eyeball, left eyeball. Then after that, so nose, then right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, and chin. In all those areas, whatever the sensations that you can experience, let it be coldness, let it be heat, let it be itching sensation or twinkling sensation or blood circulation sensation, pulsing sensation, pain, sweating, or touch of the air, or any sensation that you can experience. Lightness, hardness, any sensation. So there are the sensations that you can name, they are very limited. The sensations that you cannot name, so they are the majority. So it doesn't matter whether you can name that sensation or not. Whenever you felt the sensation, so it should be a real sensation that you experience right now at this very moment. Observe it and remind yourself. This sensation is impermanent, changing, right? Then after that, move from part to part, pitch to pitch, right? So always maintain that order, right? It's not a ritual, but we do so because we have to do the practice gradually, step by step. That's why it's not a ritual. So if somebody likes to observe the whole area from chin to forehead, that's fine, right? So, but maintain an order. Try to maintain an order and keep on observing accordingly, part by part, pitch by pitch, right? Then remind yourself, whenever you feel the sensation, that this sensation is impermanent. At the same time, understand, whenever you realize that one sensation at one particular place, so it has arisen, and when you realize that it has gone and giving birth to another sensation. For an example, earlier when you observe in the chin, you felt a sensation of heat. When you are observing, when you observe that area for the second time, then you realize that sensation is gone. And in that area, you feel coldness or hardness or numbness or some other kind of a sensation. At that time, please understand. So please remind yourself, this is the nature of my whole body. This is the nature of my whole body, even though I didn't see this earlier. This was happening throughout my life. One sensation arises and it passes away, giving birth to another sensation. So this is how I was. And this is how this body would exist. There is no something that you can call as eternal I inside this whole body, right? This is continuously arising and passing away. So remind yourself. Now you are not learning and understanding impermanence from a book, right? You are not learning it from someone's lecture because the teacher teaches you. Now you realize this by your own experience. This is the greatest wisdom. The wisdom of experience, experiential wisdom. Then this will teach you details that you can learn from thousands of books by reading within a very short moment, right? That's why meditation is this much important. It gives you the experiential wisdom about yourself, right? So please keep working hard, maintain the order, start from the top of your head, and little by little, very patiently, keep on observing the body, so head area and the face area, part by part, pitch by pitch. But don't don't go with the way that your face appears on the mirrors, right? You can't find that face here, so you have to go with the sensations. So that appearance, so it is just a reflection of this structure of atomic particles. Can you understand? Right? So it is just a reflection. But actually, even though we think we can see myself from a mirror, you cannot see yourself. Real you is not there. Right? It is just a reflection of your atomic particles. This structure of atomic particles. But you think that this is I. When someone said something bad towards this I, you get angry. You fight. You quarrel. You quarrel with your parents. You quarrel with your siblings. You quarrel with your friends, your relatives, and everyone else, thinking this is the I. When someone says you're ugly, you feel so sad. But there is, according to the reality, according to the real truth, there is no any beauty or ugliness. So those are constitutional truths. You are existing as who you are. There is nothing to discriminate in that. Right? Then it will help you come out of so many negativities. But little by little, you have to develop this understanding through your own experiential wisdom. Right? So please keep on working. And at the same time, so I would like to teach every day something small before we start the meditation. So this one goes with your day-to-day life. Today I won't teach you about not meddling with the unnecessary affairs of the others, right? So there are we don't have enough amount of time to take care of ourselves, but we always don't look at us, and we don't look at us and reflect with what are the good things that I'm doing and what are the bad things that I'm doing, right? Instead, what we always do is we check on the other people and we criticize the others, right? Sometimes we have the same fault, but we don't see it because you think you are the perfect person. But whenever the other people do the same thing, you start to criticize instead of helping that person to come out of it, right? So it is very important. It is very important to focus on yourself and focus and reflect on the things that you do and that you not do. Right? Buddha said, "Napare sang vilomani, napare sang kata kata, attanava avekkiye, katani akatancha." Right? Those days language Pali, Buddha says, no use of focusing on the other people's so this and that. Instead, you have to focus on yourself and you have to check what you have to do and what you should not do, right? So it doesn't mean you should not instruct the others whenever it is needed, but you have to check very well whether you spread gossips or whether you unnecessarily meddle or not, right? In this world, there are so many people who live with sorrow, sorrow scolding at the other people, right? Because they think their life is horrible because of the other people's actions. Yeah, they might have a certain part of it, but the biggest part is yours, right? You have taken it more than you should take it into your life. You have taken it too much personal. You want everything to happen according to your own pattern, but nothing happens like that. So whenever, even for your family members, there is a limit that you can do, but you can't control them completely. They are different individuals. So after doing your best, you have to let it go because you can't control beings as you like, right? Yeah. Then, if not, what will happen is, so you have to suffer because of the other people's uncontrollable actions, right? For an example, this is an old story, small one. At one house, there was a dog and a donkey. So a dog and a donkey. And the donkey was so always envious, so jealous about the dog because it was well fed. It was given all kinds of facilities, right? And because of that, the donkey was not well fed, right? It was not well taken care, so it didn't like it. So it was thinking about a way how to win the heart of his master, and then get better treatments just like the good dog, right? uh, Once the uh, several robbers, right? Several robbers. So they decided to rob the house. Then when they were entering during the midnight, the dog started barking. The master got up and checked outside and saw nobody. He was so angry, he hit the dog. The dog was so angry, he decided next day, even though the robbers come, he is not going to bark, right? Because he barked, and because of his barking, he got beat, right? Then after that, uh, so on the next day too, those robbers came. And at that time, the dog saw them, but didn't alarm his master. So the robbers, they checked him again and then came inside. At that time, the donkey wondered why the dog is not barking. So he thought, I should take the opportunity and I should alarm my master, and then my master will see these robbers, and after that he will treat me so well. And then it started shouting during the midnight to alarm the robbers, alarm the master about the robbers. At that time, so he kept on shouting, so mewling, right? It kept on mewling, and the master came outside. He was so angry about the donkey's action. It broke master's sleep. So what he did was, so uh, instead of treating it, it started beating the donkey, saying the donkey has gone crazy. So we have to understand, right? There are things that we can do, and there are things that we cannot do. So in certain people's affairs, you can give suggestions and you can do certain things, but you can't do the whole thing, right? So there's a part that you have to let go, right? So don't meddle with the other people's stuff, right? So understand your limit, and the rest you have to let go. Got it? Then you will be able to live with less troubles and peace of mind. Okay? And your life will be somewhat peaceful because of this action, since you don't take them too much personally. Okay? Right. With that advice, we are going to start today's meditation. Now, everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, and head straight. And please keep your right palm on your left palm. Take a deep breath and let it go. Vipassana meditators, if you like, you can do 5 minutes of breathing meditation, even though I don't guide you. You can do 5 minutes of breathing meditation before you start Vipassana meditation. But if you are confident that you have enough peace of mind to start right away with right away observing the sensations, then please do so. If not, they are requested to practice 5 minutes of breathing meditation and then to continue. Then to divert into Vipassana meditation. The new students, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation as I instructed earlier. First, I'm going to pay gratitude and respect to the Buddha by reciting short stanzas, several short stanzas. Then after that, we are going to start today's silent meditation time. Everyone, calm down and please concentrate. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho. Vinyacharana sampanno sugato lokamido. Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati. Satta deva manusanam buddho bhagavati. Swakato bhagavata dhammo Sangnittiko akaliko ehi pasiko opanaiko bachatang veditabbo vinyuhiti supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho ujupanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiti panipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yogani Ate purisa puggala Ese bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Nakineyo anjali karaniyo Anutterang punyakitang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now, with a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very patient mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are a newcomer, please practice breathing meditation as instructed. If you are an old student, please practice Vipassana meditation as instructed. Whatever the meditation technique that you are practicing right now, may your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Everyone, please start your meditation right now. Now, everyone, please keep your eyes closed. But if you want to change your posture, you can relax your legs. If they are painful, we are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. We are going to share our loving kindness with all the beings in the world, step by step. First, let's share our loving kindness with ourselves. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your dear teacher, towards your dear parents, relatives, teachers, and friends. Me, my dear mother, me, my dear father, me, my dear teachers, relatives, and friends. Be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards all of them. All of them. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards the neutral people. The people who are not your friends, at the same time who are not your enemies, those who are in the middle. May all the neutral people also be well. May all the neutral people also be happy. May all the neutral people also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards our enemies. First, if you have done anything wrong to hurt them, mentally please ask forgiveness. At the same time, please forgive for the mistakes those people have done without being able to control their own negative emotions. And now, please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the enemies. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Not only human beings, animals, birds, fish, and reptiles, and all the beings, visible, invisible, tiny, big, clever, not clever, strong, weak, regardless of all these kinds of discriminations. Share your loving kindness with all the beings equally, equally. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all the beings be peaceful. May all the beings be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Bhavattu Sambe Mangalang Rakantu Sambe Devatam Samme Buddhanubhami Samme Dhammanubhami Samme Sanghanubhami Sada Sutti Bhavantuti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now, everyone very calmly and peacefully, please open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax from top to bottom, bottom to top. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, now we are progressing in the practice. When you encounter, now you are encountering various kinds of sensations when you're observing your body. And earlier, you were used to respond respond to them in 2 different ways. If they were comfortable, you started liking them. You wanted those sensations to stay, and you didn't want them to decay. And second kind of sensations, uncomfortable sensations. When they arose in your body, when you started experiencing them, you didn't like them. You wanted them to go away as soon as possible. So this was the habitual pattern of your mind. Now gradually, with the understanding of impermanence, now you are developing the balancedness of your mind. If you could, at least for several uncomfortable sensations, so instead of their discomfort, if you keep your head straight, if you could keep your head straight and with the balanced mind, if you could observe them, right, objectively, then you have started to win. That means you have started to change the habitual pattern of your mind. What is the habitual pattern of your mind? So whenever you encounter something nice, you want it more, right? So, for an example, don't bring those things here. So earlier in the past, I used to drink, not the bad things, Sprites. And then, sometimes if I tell you how much I got interested in that, so I brought cans after cans and started drinking. So Sprite, right? So, but later on, my master said, Pante Chandima, so if you drink like this, I bet you, when you are 35 years old, you will have diabetes. That's the time I stopped it. Somehow, what I wanted to say is, so when you experience something nice, right, then you want that very experience again and again and again. That's why I started drinking. So Sprite every day. Got it? So then, whenever I understood that this is not healthy, this is dangerous, I let it go. In the same manner, when you encounter these nice kinds of sensations on your body, and instead of always embracing them and developing the thought of them wanting them more and more and more. So if you could develop one thought of balancedness, right, then you started changing your habitual pattern of the mind. And at the same time, when you encounter uncomfortable sensations. It is the same. You don't like it, right? But still, they arise. Because of natural causes, they are bound to arise. So when they arose, if you could observe them with the complete understanding of impermanence, with a balanced mind, you have started winning. You have started to change your habitual pattern of the mind. So at such times, the minds, the balanced minds that you develop, so they are they are temporarily, for a very small period of time, they are so not tempted by greed, they are not tempted by aversion, they are balanced. But gradually later on, you will develop these things, these kinds of minds more, and you will start to develop a deeper peace, right? Deeper peace inside, right? And when so this will very habit will go with you when you live in the outside world. Good things will happen, bad things will happen, but still you will be balanced mentally. So whatever it happens, so you will be balanced because of this habitual pattern. So keep working very ardently, little by little. Always your head, most of the times, your head will be under the water. But there'll be so very small periods of time right now that you take your head out of the water level and that you look around. So these are the moments that you should cherish. Right? Those are the moments that are going to change you and that are going to help you to get rid of your deep-rooted craving, deep-rooted aversion, deep-rooted delusion, and so which will pave the way to the eternal peace and eternal happiness within. So please work hard. Please work hard. So that is for Vipassana students. Then I was teaching you about the Four Noble Truths. Last week, I already taught you about the first noble truth. Before that, I taught you about the three characteristics of life. Right? Can you remember the three characteristics of life? Right. Mr. Reena, first one, impermanence. Very nice. Then number two, Priya. Very nice. Very good. Number three, Mr. Kevin. All right. Mr. Tim. Suffering. And Mr. Oh, I think you were not here, right? Mr. Ramkumar. The path to eliminate the suffering. No, not that one. So, Four Noble Truths. Here, three characteristics of life. Gene. Oh, very nice. Good job. No self. Right, so these are the three characteristics of life. And then we started learning about, last week we learned about the noble truth of suffering, which is universal, right? Which is so common to all the beings in the world, not only human beings, not only animals, all the beings, right? And today, so in brief, if I remind, so birth is the first cause which brings suffering, so birth, and then after that decaying, then after that sickness, then death, unwanted things happen, what you expected it doesn't happen, that is suffering. Loved ones so depart, Now, once those situations or things depart, and then so the people or the things or situations that you don't like, you have to associate them, and so so cons- so you have the other thing is you have to encounter, you have to deal with the five aggregates continuously, constant. So these are the sufferings that we all have to undergo. I taught you. So when you understand these things in life, when when things don't go according to your way, you realize this is how it is. The world is situated on suffering. My world, so my life, its base is always suffering. I can't so get rid of this universal nature. And at the same time, I thought whenever someone understands this, that person becomes a person who catch the hot iron rod carefully. Right? Right? That's what I want to mention in brief. Right? Then today, the cause of suffering. That is the second noble truth. The noble truth about the cause of suffering. For all the beings, so um, for all the beings, they have suffering, and for that suffering, there is a cause. For their suffering, there is a cause that created that suffering. Right? What is the cause of suffering? Craving is the cause of suffering. In Pali, it is called as tanha, or in Sanskrit, it is called as trishna. Right? So these two words are in all the most of the South Asian languages. Right? It's in Bengali, it's in Hindi, it's in Sinhala, it's in Telugu, Tamil, so all those languages. Right? So for sure, in Marathi too. Right? Then it gives the same meaning. Right? It gives the same meaning, craving. Craving. So what is craving? Craving means attachment. And the nature of so wanting things again and again and again. Right? This is craving. So so craving. Um, so basically, we have three kinds of cravings. All the beings, they have three kinds of cravings. Number one, craving for sensual pleasure. That's number one. If you brought the books, you can write them down. If not, you have to go to the YouTube video again. Right? And number one is craving for sensual pleasure. Right? So, what are the five senses? Can you remember? Nasif, can you remember the five senses? Eye, yes.
Yeah, eye, hearing.
Eye, ear.
Yes,
very nice. So nose,
smell.
you're very nice. Then tongue, taste, right? Then after that, body, the touch. So these are the five senses, right? Then, uh, so we have craving for for comfortable experiences through these five senses. That is called the craving for sensual pleasure. Kama tanha. Kama tanha. So it doesn't matter whether someone is a human being, animal, or amoeba, or Brahmas, or so let it be any being. So if you don't believe those beings, amoebas or anything, so then don't worry. You think about yourself, right? Then you can see. So all of them have this kama tanha, right? That's what they are doing throughout the life. We run after them to have sensual pleasure. All the beings are driven by this craving for sensual pleasure, right? So then after that, second kind of craving that we all have is bhavatanha. Bhavatanha means, so the craving. So this, we can't see this, but it is deep inside us. So bhavatanha means the craving that we have to become again, to be born again. That means when we die, so we are not enough of, our mind is not enough of seeing. You want another eyes, some more eyes. You are not enough of sounds, so you need another ear. You are not enough of smells. You are not enough of taste. You are not enough of touches. You want more. So you die with craving, and according to your karmas and last thought, you will have another birth. And again, the race starts. I want, so sensual pleasure. You run. So this is what you were doing in the past too. And in the present too, you do the same. You think you do a new thing, but what you are doing is the same thing. What you are doing for so many lives, you are doing the same thing, right? So, uh, so you will have different forms, uh, different kinds of environments according to those periods. But what you do in brief is the same thing, right? And then bhavatanha. Third craving is vibhavatanha. So certain people develop this. Vibhavatanha means craving. So to not to become again, not to be born again. Right? There are certain people, certain ascetics, they develop this one too. So we have to understand. So when someone understand and attain the enlightenment, so naturally, because that person has no more craving, so that person won't be born again. So that's a separate thing. It is the nature. But if someone develops craving to not to become again, so that's also becomes a deep-rooted craving. It is also wrong, right? So then kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. So these are the three kinds of cravings that we develop as beings. So among them, so two two um, two kinds of cravings, they are there inside us. Third one we so develop. Third craving we develop because of wrong understandings. So wrong way of thinking, right? Then so this craving, uh, when we have the craving, what happens is we are, as I mentioned, we are not enough of anything. Even though some, even though so gold and silver and all kinds of valuables, so shower from the sky, right? If you have strong craving, then that person has no such kind of word called this is enough, right? So that person wants more, right? So because of this craving, only because of this craving, we suffer. Buddha says, Tanhaya jayati soko. Tanhaya jayati bhaya. Tanhaya vipramuttase natti soko kuto bhaya. Right? Because of craving arises sadness. Because of craving arises constant fear. When someone is free from all the craving, that person has no sadness and no fear. So we are living constantly with sadness. Whatever we like, so those things depart. That's the nature. But we can't make peace with such kind of situations because of the craving. So we have this constant sadness. It is there inside us even right now, right? Then at the same time, so constant fear. So including your body, so all the properties and fame and material and immaterial things that you own, you like. You don't want you don't want to lose those. But the nature is you are bound to lose them. But you are in constant fear, even though you don't know right now. You are in constant fear of losing them. So these two things are inside us all the time. But when you practice this vipassana meditation, you come out of this suffering, this habitual pattern of the mind, right? Then what you do is, so coming out of all the craving, so you develop eternal peace with it. But until the craving stays, what happens is you constantly suffer because of constant sadness, constant fear, right? It is there. Then, uh, then, so when someone has craving, so there are three things, uh, uh, three things which happens inside us. Number one, it gives birth constantly, right? That's one thing. Then wherever you go, you attach, right? So you attach wherever you go. And then you constantly seek comfort, right? You constantly seek comfort without, then at such time, you lose the balance of your mind, right? So we have these three characteristics. So because of craving, these three natures arise inside us. And then, because as I mentioned, because of constant craving, so you don't appreciate what you have, right? So even though you have a little or a lot, so uh, you are not happy with it, right? So one sage says, so if someone has a little amount of things, but if that person is satisfied with that, that person is a rich person. Even though there is a person who has billions of money, but if that person is not satisfied, then that person is still a poor person. Is that true? That's true. Um, so we are just like that. We never appreciate what we have, right? So there are so many positivities that we can see in our lives, but you want the missing positivities, right? You don't want to appreciate what you have right now. Let me teach you this story. So some of the meditators who participated in the last year, they might remember this. So the story of 99 gold coins, right? Once there was a king. This king was, was a very joyful, happy king. And this king wanted to know whether there is a person who is happier than him. So he sent many messengers around the country to uh, find out whether there is a good competitor with him, so against him, when it comes to happiness. So the messengers, the ministers, all of them, they searched throughout the country and finally found out there is a farmer who is happier than the king. So they went to the king and said, "O Majesty, there is a farmer who is happier than you." Then at that time, the king felt jealous. He said, "In this land, I should be the happiest. Nobody can be the happiest on this land. So tomorrow you have to find a way to make him unhappy." What they did was the government abducted the whole land, right? So what do we call it? So it snatched the whole land, the government. But they found out still the farmer is happy. And then, so they did various kinds of trouble. They created various kinds of troubles in his life. But they found out still he is happy. So finally, so all the tactics went unsuccessful. In this very court, when this procedure was going on, the prime minister was not there. He had gone, he was somewhere else, and later on he came to visit the king, and he reported the king that he is back. Then he found out that the king is in distress. He is not happy just like earlier. So then when he asked the king said that there is a happier man than me. I won't destroy that person's happiness. I tried my best. Now I am becoming unhappy. And so he is still happy. I am jealous. I won't destroy his happiness. Then the minister said, right, I will do that. So then the king asked, what do you want? The king said, okay, please, the prime minister said, okay, Majesty, please give me 99 gold coins. Then the king asked, 99 gold coins? Why not 100? No, I don't need 100. I just need 99 gold coins. Then the king gave him 99 gold coins. The prime minister took several servants, and during the midnight, he asked those servants to spread all those 99 gold coins around the garden, so land of that farmer. So they did the same. They spread they placed those 99 gold coins throughout the land of that farm. In the morning, the farmer came outside, and during that beautiful morning, he saw on the ground something glittering. He took one and checked and found out that it's a beautiful, glittering, bright gold coin. When he looked around, he saw another one. And then when he picked that one up, he saw another one. Then he kept on picking gold coins one after the other. With each and every gold coin, his craving arose. Then he kept on collecting gold coins, and finally he found out that he has 99 gold coins. 99 gold coins. Then he thought, 99, that cannot happen. There should be one gold coin which is the hundredth. I should try to find that 100th gold coin. He kept on searching throughout the land from morning to evening. But he couldn't find the 100th gold coin. He was heartbroken. He wanted badly that 100 gold coin, but there was no any 100 gold coin. So he became sick. Then he became sick and he lost the happiness. He was in distress because he doesn't have the 100 gold coin. The king became once again the happiest person on the land. So this is it. So we always have 99 gold coins in our life that we already have. But since we always seek for the 100 gold coin, we are suffering with sadness, constant sadness, right? And discontent. So always you have to try your best to find you had to be contented, and you have to appreciate about the 99 gold coins that you have in your life. That's important. You so inside your husbands and wives, and then so other relatives, you have other relatives and friends. All of them have 99 gold coins, but you always want the 100 gold coin, but you can't find it because it is not there. But you always complain, even though that person has 99, there is not the 100th one. So you fight. You are not happy, right? So this is what happens when you have the craving. And then the other thing is, when you have the craving, right? So it multiplies. It always multiplies the troubles. So another very small story. One so so this is a Vedic story. So there was one rich person. He decided when he was 60. So it is the so common practice of Asian people. So nowadays it has changed, but generally in the past, so they believed during the first part of their life they have to study Vattavit. During the other part of their 20 to 25 years, they have to start a family, have kids, and do a profession, and like that. So more material, less spiritual. And after 40 to 60, so half, 50 spiritual, 50 material. You take care of your grandchildren and this and that. And so gradually you transfer your responsibilities to the future generation, and you enter, so you practice more spirituality than before. And after 60, they decide no more attachments with the other domestic stuff. I will be fully spiritual, starting from this point, right? There was one person who reached this age, and he decided he would become a sannyasi, ascetic. So he donated all the things that he had to the poor people and the other people, and he only got one dhoti. Dhoti means a white cloth, loin cloth for himself. That was the only thing which he had. Taking it and wearing it and letting go of all the other things, he went to a den, faraway den, to live a life of an ascetic, sannyas. But what happened was, uh, so there were, uh, so when he was sleeping at night inside the den, he found out the mice, they are so they are wandering around, roaming around this den. Sometimes they come inside the den. He was so scared. He thought that these these mice will come and eat his loincloth. So loincloth means the white cloth that he is wearing. So being afraid, so he thought of a solution for that. What he thought, so he would bring a cat, a cat to the den so that the mice, they won't come, the rats won't come. Then he brought a cat, and but the cat doesn't want to stay all the time inside the den because it wants milk. So searching milk, it goes to the village. So sometimes when the cat is not around, the mice comes inside the den. This was another trouble. So he thought of a solution, and then he decided he will somehow buy a cow. So he collected money, so by begging, and finally bought a cow. Now he has a cow, and every day, half of the day, he has to feed the cow and milk the cow and feed the cat. Now he cannot. Half of his ascetic life is he has to dedicate for the cat and the cow. This is not working. He thought, no, so he has to make a deal with a young man at the village. So he said, he went and met the young man and said, I have a cow. Please take care of that cow. 75% milk is yours. 25% milk is mine. You have to feed it to my cat. Right now, young man came and he said he stayed at a small hut close to the den, and he started feeding. He started taking care of the cow, and now the young man. He's a young man, right? So so when time to time he disappears. He disappears. Then sometimes the cow doesn't get enough grass to eat, right? The ascetic noticed this. He asked, "What's going on?" Then the young man said that he has a fiance in the village, so he has to go and meet her. That's why he is disappearing from time to time, right? Then this person said, "Right." This ascetic said, "Right, you can marry her and bring her to your heart. You can live here." So now the, both of them came and built a house close to the den, and they are there. You know, two becomes three, three becomes four, and for all those people, the ascetic has to pay. So throughout the day, the ascetic, excuse me, the ascetic had to beg on the road for food. Instead of practicing asceticism, he had to keep on begging on the road to provide enough food for a family of 4 members and a cow and a cat because of a loincloth, small loincloth. So this is what attachment is. Because of his loincloth, he had to suffer like this. We are the same. So we are the same. Out of craving, we multiply our problems. Whenever we have craving, we multiply our problems. When we get one thing, we are not satisfied. right? When we get one Corolla car, so whenever we see a Tesla, we are not satisfied. We want the Tesla. Then we have the Tesla, we are not satisfied. Well, so we want, when we see a sports car, big sports car, you want that sports car. When you have that sports car, you are not satisfied. You want, so you want the biggest of it, the best one, and the newest one. And when you have that, you are not satisfied, right? Then you, when you see a helicopter, you want a helicopter, right? When you go with the helicopter, then you see a Boeing 707, then you want that Boeing 707. And when you go by that Boeing 707, you see a jet, it's a shuttle which goes towards the moon. Then you want that shuttle which goes towards the moon. You are not satisfied because you have craving. So problems multiply because of this. So whenever you tame your craving, come out of your craving, then you start to develop inner peace. You are satisfied with the necessary things that you have, right? And you try to maintain your life well, and at the same time, you are not jealous about the possessions of the other people. You maintain your life, and at the same time, you take care of. It doesn't mean that you don't take care of the others. You take care of the other people more better than before, and you live your life very peacefully, very happily, very calmly, right? Without with the mental peace of mind, right? That's what will happen when you come out of craving. But until the craving is there, you are bound to suffer, right? So then the second no, therefore, the Buddha said, the cause of all the suffering is this craving. That is the second noble truth about all the beings, right? Which is common, which is universal for all the beings, right? So now you learned about the craving, and whenever so you can get rid of the craving in three ways. Number one, you realize, yes, so these sensations, right? These sensations, they have discomfort, these natures. But but you realize they are impermanent. And whenever you realize that they are impermanent, then the thought of running uh, after those similar kinds of comfortable sensations, it stops. And then you let your craving go. That's how you reach the eternal peace, right? But you have to practice gradually, continuously, and understanding the technique properly. And I sincerely wish we all practice like that and attain the real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. Next week, let's discuss about the third noble truth, which is common for all the beings. Now, everyone, please think. All of us gathered here and practiced this noble meditation technique and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of this positive energy, please think, may all our troubles be away. May all the good things happen in our lives. Practicing this noble, non-sectarian, pure Dhamma practice, Dhamma path. May all of us attain real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. With those thoughts, please join your palms together and please concentrate. Abhivadana silese nichang vada pachainu chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvangno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vache ato nibbana sampatti iminati samijjato. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very peaceful and blessed. Sukhi Hotu. Good night to everyone. See you again in the next week. Until then, please take rest. Take rest. Hello, Asmita lady. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Mrs. Kim, good night. Right. Mrs. Leaf, good night. Mrs. Purti, good night.
Good night.
Good night. May all the good happen to you. So, Mrs. Sherry, good night.
Good night, Bante. Thank you for your teachings.
May all the good happen to you. Right. Miss Purti,
Yes.
so could you practice well today?
Yes.
So, could you concentrate?
Yes. Most of
So,
the time.
Miss Purti, are you living close by?
Sorry, say that again.
So, are you living close by in Santa Clara?
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes drive.
Oh, right. So, if you have time, please come. So, I will give you the details about the program too. So, whenever you have time, please come. Then, until then, please keep on practicing. Keep on joining this sport thing.
Okay, thank you.
May all the good happen.